Should I read this?
It's the only way that we'll find out what's in the letter, honey. Yes?
Yeah, so hi Beth and Terence. I am your follower in your YouTube channel.
We should mention that this is a foreigner in the Philippines, and we're going to do an advice column, little advice thing, just our opinion, as Beth says, from our tiny minds and tiny
With our little
brains.
brain.
Right. So, let's go ahead with the first letter. Beth is going to read.
Yeah, so hi Beth and Terence. I am your follower on your YouTube channel and I want to ask a favor. Oh, I know my problem is really sensual and bastos.
Sensual and what?
Bastos.
Bastos. Do you want to translate that?
Bastos is like dirty.
Dirty.
I think so. I don't know.
We're
But
not,
I just
we're
need
not turning you
but
on,
I
are we?
just need an advice.
Okay.
I have a foreigner boyfriend, fiancé, because he already proposed me on cam, and the engagement ring will be given to me once he arrives in the airport this coming November 25. My problem now is I am virgin. That's good. And my fiancé says he wants me to explore and he gonna teach me all kind of sex experience, including oral sex. I researched on internet about it and I don't like how it performed. I know this is awkward to discuss, especially to Beth, but I don't hope you read my letter. Yeah.
Well, for a lot of people,
Hey,
you know...
I'm not finished yet.
Oh, I'm
Please
sorry.
don't mention my name.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake. Well, got to tell you that oral sex is not for everybody. In fact, a lot of people, if asked what they think about it, they'll say it sucks. All right, well, it doesn't travel so well, that one. Don't do what you don't want to do. That's the very simple thing. Now, you don't say whether you've actually met this man. Now,
Not yet. They're not met yet because he says in
But
his
he's already proposed to you.
via on camera. Maybe they have a chat. What do you call that? Video call in Skype.
Skype.
Yeah, and then they propose.
So it's a difficult one for me. The idea that people will, I guess people get so close and they start to talk about intimate things, and I guess if a man feels that he can talk about anything and the woman seems to be receptive enough, then maybe you should go for it. But would you do something which you don't want to do?
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing is that this may really be his thing. And he's already talking to you about teaching you everything about all alternate ways of doing it. One of them being oral sex. Boy, that's fairly quick. You don't say how long this has been going on, but with the vast experience that governments have about relationships being formed between their countrywomen, and people abroad, a fairly good rule of thumb is that you have to actually at least have met. That seems to be a basic requirement. Have you met the guy? Do you know what? Now this might seem as if I'm being extra graphic, but do you know what he feels like? Do you know what he tastes like? Do you know what he smells like? Do you know how he moves? How does he look with his clothes off? How does he look with his clothes on? How does he walk? All of these things. What's his rate of talking? Do you talk slowly and he talks fast? Is he going to be and you're going you know, if that's the case, it doesn't seem likely that otherwise, putting words in your mouth, so to speak, you'll have anything to talk about and be able to converse with. So you need to know those things. You need to know how someone tastes. You need to know how someone smells.
Okay.
Well, what are you doing when you kiss somebody, honey?
Yeah, okay.
Are you right? I mean, do I? Well, let's not go into that. you need to know what he smells like, tastes like, what all of these things are everyday occurrences. I mean, if Beth is sitting at the computer and I walk past, I might kiss her on the neck, I might kiss her on the shoulder. These things are obvious when you really think about them, and they can't happen if you haven't met. So at the very least, try to keep it a little bit cool before you meet. That's my suggestion. And I think that, as you say, you're a virgin. You've got a few things to consider there. You've got, certainly, are you going to be bought for the price of an engagement ring? Is that what's the promise? Maybe that there's a lot of engagement rings that never ever find their way into a marriage. Just remember that, okay? Beth?
I think I have no comment about it. Yeah, so it's quite a bit difficult, right? I think, how would I'm gonna say it?
I'll work on it.
Okay.
We've got a moment or two.
I think you need to be honest with him. If you research, if you look at on the internet about it, and then you don't like it, because yeah, it's quite a bit dirty.
It's quite dirty.
No, it's just yeah, because I think when you as you said, because you don't want it, so I'm as what you said, it's bastos. That's how I interpret the bastos into dirty. So as you say that it's your problem is a little bit dirty, so I prepared to say that those you're gonna tell to your boyfriend, your fiancé about it, and you're gonna tell to your boyfriend that, look, I researched about it, I saw some of it, and then I don't prefer it. Because always also remember that those kinds of it's just to be doing between two person, and it doesn't mean that on the November 25 he's arrived, you're gonna give yourself, okay? Don't do that, because there is no guarantee, because it's your first time that you're gonna meet that guy. It's your first time that you're gonna meet that guy, and then you give yourself. Don't do that, because later on, if that guy and you are not suit for each other, there could be possibility that your virginity was been a barter with the engagement ring that will never be going into a wedding ring. Okay? So my advice to you, I know that you're a virgin, and I'm upload for that, because it's a kind of reward that you're gonna give to your husband to be, but make sure that, because now you're keeping that, try to keep that to the right man.
Well, if you kept it this long, you should at least don't get sort of tied into going straight from the airport into the hotel that's opposite. You might go into the waterfront hotel for all we know. It goes into Cebu or whatever, straight into the hotel, and it's bang bang. And apparently, as far as he's concerned, you're going to be sucking on his pacifier, not so to speak. I would advise, even as a guy, I would advise that you could at least ask for a little patience on that.
Yeah. So we're still in October
Right.
17. We're still in October 18. So my advice to you is, write to your boyfriend, talk to your boyfriend, to your fiancé, and say that, look, I don't like this idea. I am a Filipina. I am a conservative, and at the same time, it's my first experience. If it's gonna be happen, and I don't like it, and at the same time, hope you understand. Remember that if he is the right guy, if he is the man that loves you unconditionally, he will understand your point. And always remember that relationship is not just all about that sex, but at the same time, it's about understanding. Because yeah, you're compatible on sex, but you're not in good you always been argue in the day, but you're reconciled in the night, then it's
That
good.
might be a nice idea that you could talk to him.
Yeah.
At least you should be able to have long conversations
Yeah.
and agree on a number of things, or agree to disagree on a number of things. But I think,
But
why don't you just say to him, not yet.
yeah.
Be patient. Not yet. Don't go in. Beth is going very heavy there, and if the guy thinks that, well, this is obviously not going to go, it's not going to go anywhere. She's not going to like sex, you know. So there's no need to say that. But there are things which might take time.
Yeah.
And if you are a virgin, boy, doing the thing might be a big challenge for you, as you may have seen on some of our other advice letters, you know. This is the first time, and it should be a tender, loving moment between two people who have committed to each other. That's the ideal scene. That's what they call the ideal scene. The ideal scene is that you meet at the airport, you get on like a house on fire, and you find it easy and right to give yourself to this man. Be very, very cautious, right?
Yeah.
Look, a guy is by nature, when it comes to a woman, a man can be a predator when it comes to a woman. All right? So it's his job to win you over, and it's your job to find out whether this is the one that you want
Yeah.
to be won over by, okay?
Yeah, and
So-
at the same time, always be, what do you call that, Han?
I don't know, hon. I'm waiting for you to
This
tell
is your
me.
first time that you met him, and you never know exactly who really he is when the two of you together. Because sometimes relationship is good when you're far away, because it's just a communication, like I love you, I like you, what are you doing, like that. But if the two of you are been together, it's different. It's different because it's about, what do you call that, contact. You talk, he talk, you touch, he touch you, right? You walk, he walk. So in other words, possible that you walk right and he walk left. So in other words, you're not compatible each other.
It's possible. If that's the case, you might never meet.
So that's why for your own good, don't give all. Maybe you can say to your boyfriend, your fiancé, that look, there's a limitation. You can kiss on my cheek. That's all, right?
Oh, come on, honey. Be realistic.
Okay,
Okay.
you can kiss on my nose.
Oh, just a minute. You can just. All right, go on. All right, one, just one on there. Only one, okay?
But you need to
oh boy, that will be a relationship that will be on fire, won't it?
But at least he will not do more deeper, right? This is for your own.
This is where you're on.
But if you think that when you've been together in a couple of days and you think, yeah, he's the one, I love him, I'm fire on him, I'm fantasy on him, it's up to you, okay?
Okay.
But for my advice to you, tell to your boyfriend, to your fiancé now,
Be
that you're not-
patient.
Be
Just
patient.
be patient.
And at the
A
same
little.
time, try to be open, because it's just about communication. Because possible your fiancé, when he talked to you about the sex, about whatever is that, maybe you didn't answer that. You didn't answer to your boyfriend, and maybe that's the reasons why he said, oh, he's okay, she's okay with it. So all you need to do is answer what you don't like, tell him.
Well,
Because
she's not sure what
because-
to say to him, and that's why she's
Oh,
writing
okay,
this
yeah.
letter. You Wally.
to tell him that can tell him what's in your heart,
Yeah.
and if he is the one for you, he will be back for you. He will be back to you, and at
Well,
the same time, he will understand.
And the other thing is, how long is he coming for? If he's come for 2 weeks, I don't know. I would be very. Yi, are we still on Yi, or is it someone else?
I don't want to mention the name.
Okay.
They said
Miss,
don't mention.
Miss Virgin. Well, what's wrong with that? That's she's proud of that, and so
Yeah.
she should be. But
You know?
you need to be careful. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a few people out there that will gamble a couple of weeks vacation for the pleasure.
Yeah, because of the flesh.
Of the flesh. Oh, that's very biblical, that, isn't it? The pleasures of the flesh.
You know, so, you do research, and at the same time,
Well, she did her research.
yeah, he
didn't
did a
she?
research. She did a research already. So be careful. Be extra careful. Remember, there's a lot of disease, right?
About what?
Disease.
Disease?
Yeah,
Deceits, you mean?
disease. Disease.
Disease.
Yeah,
Disease. Sorry. Sometimes she says things and I just don't understand them.
You know, so for example, you do what he wanted to do, and then it transferred to you because you don't know that man yet personally, whether he is safe or whether he is sick, right?
Well, you know that in cases where it's been going on for a while, it's not unreasonable, especially if it's coming, I think, I'm assuming it's coming from America. I don't know, but I'm assuming that correctly or not. Actually, regardless of where he's coming from, you could ask, as you are a virgin and will not be inclined to have a sexually transmitted disease, you could ask that he take a test. An AIDS test is not unreasonable for someone who is, well, it doesn't sound like he's behind the door exactly when it comes to sex, if he's already talking about you doing that.
Yeah, but do you think it's normal for a guy to do that? Or it's just all about foreigners? Yeah.
Well, I don't think that it's been going on
Because
for
that's in
thousands of years, honey. Right? Yeah.
Okay. Because it's bastos.
It's bastos.
Yeah.
Bastos.
But it's a form. What do you call that? I learned that from one of our subject. One of our subjects, that is a form of relationship to band together, but it should be between husband and wife.
Yeah.
For your safety.
It all starts when the guys.
Because it's as far as I heard from the teacher, it's a way of, what do you call that, Han? It's a way of pleasure. It's a way of surrendering yourself totally and emotionally.
I heard it all starts when the guy starts sucking his thumb.
It's an art.
And it
It's
goes
an
on
art.
from there.
It's an art of relationship.
It's
But
an art
it's
of
just, there are others that accepted it, and there's also others that giluod.
Giluod? I was going to say that. That's what I was going to say. It's all a question of giluod. Is that?
No, something like it's yucky.
Yeah, yucky.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to go on doing it for everybody, yes, it would be yucky, wouldn't it? But between...
Yeah, but I think it's dependent, because especially for those that is new, it's a little bit yucky. You right?
I don't know about that.
I don't want
Everybody's
to say
going
anymore. I don't. Please like, comment.
Please
So
like,
please
comment.
comment, and subscribe again.
Please like, comment, subscribe, and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I hope you get an advice, but my advice to you, a short, very, very short and emphasized and very concise. Be careful, and at the same time, reserve for yourself. If you don't,
buy him a pacifier.
if you don't like that if you don't like that, don't do it. And at the same time, if you're not comfortable of that, then possible he's not the right one. But it's all about open communication. So again, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you get something on it, and at the same time from our viewers. Don't worry, we will not mention your name. Still
And as for him,
confidential.
stop sucking your thumb.